here with Tony Gomes from A Gomes Services for our Hump Day Hits for today. So today we're going to be talking energy efficiency, guys. It's getting cold out there. We're getting ready to turn off those air conditions if you haven't already and turn the heating system on. And so what a better way to talk to you than today about home energy efficiency. Investing in a home doesn't just start when you purchase the home. It starts at that time and it extends to the whole life of the home. And hopefully you're living in those homes for 20 plus years. So we've got Tony here. He's going to explain to us as a licensed HVAC and general contractor exactly how we can save our home and make sure that that investment takes a long time and stays within our families. So Tony, explain to us, what can we do with the weather getting cold out there for our energy in our home?
Sure. Well, first thing I would say for your furnace or your home heating system, I would say the first thing you would do is make sure you change your filter. Having a nice clean filter is going to help save you money. It's also going to help preserve the life of the equipment. For every $1 that you spend on your preventative maintenance is going to save you $3 in repair. So it's always good to make sure that's going to be your biggest investment when it comes to what mechanical or energy efficient means. I would also say some other small stuff. Make sure your insulation, you can pop your head up in your attic, make sure the insulation is laying nice and firmly against the sheetrock in between the joists in your attic. I would also say make sure you check your weather stripping all around your doors for your exterior. Make sure you're not going to get any drafts coming in, because that's going to make your heating unit run. Change out all your bulbs from to CFL or energy efficient LED lighting would be huge. Making sure that the insulation on your heating pipes are insulated properly and not falling off. Also, I would just make sure that all your ductwork is insulated and taped up to reduce any air leakage or air blowing out.
So those are all really great tips, and it seems like some of the things that you're hitting upon is kind of making sure that the exterior of the home and the interior home are kind of safe from each other. So, making sure, like you said, any gaps and stuff like that to kind of prevent the cold air from coming out inside from the outside of the house. Something that I really sit strong with at my house is the air filters. We have a dog. So I know that it's suggested to change about every 6 months, the air filters. I try to change mine in particularly, and you can always, I think, pull them out and take a look at them to see how they look. But I try to change it a little bit sooner, because with allergies and stuff like that, I know if you're a pet owner, if you're a smoker, sometimes even changing them a little bit more often does seem to help, and I know that was something that you and I had talked about before. So yeah, guys, Tony said it. It's really important for you to invest in your home, making sure that the filters, the light bulbs, the gaps, if there are any, are sealed out. Weather stripping on your home is a big thing. With the cold air coming, you want to make sure that you prevent it from coming inside. Also, on a month-to-month maintenance basis, what are some things that you think that we could do? Maybe, I know we program our thermostat when the season changes. Is that something that you can kind of talk about?
I highly recommend it. You actually pulled the words right out of my mouth. Having a programmable thermostat is very useful, and also you can make sure that your unit's going to be running at times. Say if you were to leave your home, there's no reason to keep your space heated to 73. Maybe you can leave it set at 71. That's a big cost savings for you right there. I would make sure you check on it every month or so, make sure the program setting didn't reset. But that would be probably my #1 concern in making sure everybody's saving money.
Awesome. Another thing that I just happened to pop up in my head is, now that it's starting to change over from the springtime, the summertime or fall time into the winter seasons, I know some of us in the area may have the water systems, the sprinklers. Making sure that you get those transitioned for the winter and blowing those lines out is super important to prevent any water damage in the home or any pipes breaking, right?
Sure, absolutely. You always want to make sure when it comes time around the fall, before it starts becoming freezing, that you get your lines blown out. You don't want to have any breaks over the winter from water sitting in there. You also want to, any pipes that aren't being used, say you always want to make sure you have your hose bibs shut off just in case you do have a leak, it doesn't keep leaking out when it does, if it does, to ever freeze. It's always good to winterize any areas of your home that are not used often. Say you have a summer home, you're not going to be there. It's always good to make sure you blow your lines out inside your home properly by a licensed contractor to make sure that you can hold the person accountable, and also the licensed contractor will make sure it's done right.
Absolutely, guys. And, you know, touching upon what he just says, it's really important for you, if you are able to do the repairs yourself, that you keep in mind that you do them to an extent. So if you're someone that's never done electricity, now's not the time to start playing with electricity. Simple things like cleaning out your gutters or changing those air filters, maybe changing your light bulbs. Yeah, that's a household task or monthly maintenance that I can totally see most of our homeowners, you know, doing on our own. But things like air duct work, blowing out our sprinkler lines, or maybe fixing our roof. If you're not someone that's never done this before, you need to reach out to licensed contractors such as Tony, and we'll be sharing his information at the end of this live to ensure that you're not paying double. We want to make sure that this is being fixed properly, and this is being maintained on a proper calendar, so to speak. So that way when the next season comes, you're not facing that same trouble because you thought you fixed it, but you really just put a Band-Aid over it. So just quickly to recap for you guys, some really great ways to save on energy efficiency. Program your thermostat. Think smarter, don't work harder. You want your systems to last for you. That also means that you're going to change out your air filters, making sure that you're blowing out those sprinkler lines, or if you are winterizing a summer home, things like that. Making sure that there's no drafts coming from the outside of the home to the inside of the home. And those are all things that Tony touched upon us with us today. We really are so happy that he was able to join us because obviously we're more on the insurance agency aspect and we see the claims after all these things go wrong, but it's nice to have someone who's educated in the field to come and kind of prepare us before this happens to take us down a road that we don't want to lead, which is those claims, guys. So, Tony, I really appreciate you coming so much. Thanks for coming out and talking to us. I'll be sure to send you guys over at the bottom of this post and video. I'll be posting Tony's information, so if you guys have any questions or you're looking for any quotes, he'd be more than happy to help you guys, all right? Thanks for sharing this time with us on Hump Day Hits. Next week, we're going to be coming at you with a great video on gratitude from our office. We appreciate this time, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.